the Madison Square Garden Lowdown for MSG Varsity, the Knicks, the Rangers, right here at WHITRadio.org.
All right, I'm Sam the Man here with Cute Kobe and Muhammad the Machine, and we're here to talk about the NBA Finals. It's one of our last shows of the year. I'm not sure if we'll do another one. We might try to fit one more in, but for right now...
So sad to say goodbye to you guys, knowing how much you want
until next year.
This is my first time here.
This is first. That's Cute Kobe.
And
we have
last.
Slick Steven in the booth today.
Working the boards.
Working the boards. All right, today to talk about the NBA Finals, Spurs, Heat, what happened Game 2.
I knew Miami was going to come out strong. Obviously, they weren't planning to lose both at home.
I think Miami was playing soccer.
Yeah, there were a lot of kickballs that were not called. I noticed that.
Their defensive strategy was, let's try and play kickball.
And it got me...
They truly played a playground style of basketball.
Yeah, I was surprised. They called the fouls, though. The refs actually called the fouls.
I meant playground as in kickball.
Yeah, but I wanted to say the refs actually they did a good job calling the fouls, but they didn't do a good job calling kickballs.
They definitely did. LeBron James they gave him a personal. I mean, they should have gave him a technical.
Yeah, there was a few times where I was like, yo, that deserves technical.
I mean, he's a diva in every sense.
Again, though, he's overdoing it. One of the best actresses I've ever seen in my life, if not the best.
I always say that. Yep, he's one of the best actresses ever.
What about Dwayne Wade, guys?
Him too. In Game 6 against the Pacers, if you looked I was
looking
at that game.
The biggest actor, the actor of the year.
Shane Battier?
No, the actor of the year award goes to. Can we have a drum roll, please? It's a tie. The Birdman and Chris Bosh.
I give it to Birdman.
I'd give it to Birdman too. Chris Anderson.
Chris
Sam's
Bosh
favorite saying.
Chris Bosh goes 1 for 20 and then just goes insanely nuts.
Actually, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I honestly think Mario Chalmers is the one that's the biggest actor on the Heat.
They're all actors. They go to acting classes.
No, they're all actresses.
He thinks
they should be part of Los Angeles' team. Because,
Mario Chalmers thinks that he's so good. He hits a 3, then the crowd goes nuts.
He was big in Game 2, but you're not going to get that kind of performance out of him.
Of course not. Never again.
Depend on him. You can't always depend on him.
You're not going to get.
He's not a player that they could rely on. Like let's say,
like Sam always says, he's phonier than a $3 bill.
Actually, I got that from my coach. So.
But what I noticed in Game 1 was that the Spurs. I don't know if you guys noticed. I think that the Spurs weren't really giving their all.
No.
Yeah, I think
they were kind of slacking.
No, in Game 1, it's that they weren't making mistakes.
That's their style of
messing
play.
Up.
Their style of play is slow, mistakeless.
No.
Let's just
not slow. They like putting up the tempo a lot.
No,
you could tell
slow.
that.
I think it's slow but great. It's like that kind of.
No, it's.
I kind of agree with both of you here.
It's fast, but no mistakes.
It's like Tony Parker is like. I mean, it's like those old guys who are always hitting the shots off the bank, but it's like so smooth, but yet so slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They play smooth and their game of basketball. They're making the tempo.
What do you guys?
I kind of agree with both of you there because the Spurs play style, like Sam said, is slow, but also they don't.
It's hard to play defense against them because they don't make a lot of mistakes.
Exactly, because I think Tony Parker is one of the most underrated point guards ever.
Yeah.
He could be possibly the best point guard right now. Exactly.
I don't think that he's the most underrated. I think he's the most unnoticed, as well as Tim Duncan is one of another one.
He was lower than he should have been in the MVP voting.
Yes, definitely.
People forget when Tim Duncan and Manu were injured most of the season, Tony Parker was the one helping them win games, and for a majority of the season, he made them
You could take out all
West.
3 of them, and it's obvious they showed it. They could still win, as I've
Without
argued before.
Tony,
That doesn't make them an MVP.
Without Tony,
that doesn't make them an MVP.
But without Tony, they wouldn't win nearly as much games.
They almost beat the Heat with their bench.
But they needed Tony to come in, though.
Yeah, but I have a question, guys. What happened?
No, they lost that game. They didn't have Tony coming in. They sat all 3 of them.
Oh, no, that was Greg Pops. He wanted to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all right.
And he almost beat the Heat.
Yeah. I have a question for you guys. What happened from Game 1 to Game 2 to Manu Ginobili?
He just turned it over. He was just playing a little slop. Like, he does that. That's the way he's always been, though. Like, one game he'll be completely off. Next game he'll come up on fire. It's like Greg Pops said in Game 1. Remember when he made the double overtime game winner? He's like, I went from wanting to take him out to wanting to cook him breakfast right there. Like, he's like that.
I think it was the foul trouble that made him restrict his play and made him more conscious of his play, and that just
Also,
that
game
just
2
equated over to him not playing as well and as naturally as he would have without the two foul.
He just seemed all over the place.
Watch, eventually, like Greg Pop said, eventually in this series, you're gonna look at him. You guys are going to want to make him breakfast. That's how good he's gonna do.
I don't know about that.
You know,
there's a lot of other good players in Spurs.
Series.
No, I don't really feel like flying over to San Antonio.
Yeah, that's expensive.
He'd have to put up like 80 points in a game.
Yeah.
And he'd have to be on my favorite team.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Spurs are not my favorite team.
Well, at least feel honored though. Your team got swept by the future championship. Oh, by the way, predictions. What do you guys think is gonna happen?
Actually, you know what? I want to go back in the tape because I'm pretty sure I predicted Heat Spurs. I'm pretty sure in one of the earlier shows I predicted Heat Spurs finals, so I just want to go
predicted,
back.
I think, Spurs Knicks.
I also predicted Heat Spurs because, honestly, the Pacers and the Grizzlies are small teams. Yes, they're very good, but these teams, Spurs and the Heat, they have a lot of experience and they know what they're doing.
The Heat don't really have much experience.
But
Spurs
you know what I mean.
Story.
All right. The Heat have LeBron James, which is now the face of the Heat. It's no longer Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
You could hear it everywhere. LeBron James and the Heat. It's no longer LeBron and Dwayne and Bosh. No. Bosh, I don't even consider Bosh part of the big three anymore.
No,
he's not.
Bosh opens up a lot for them though.
Yes, but I think
when you have a big man that can hit outside shots, it opens up the floor.
He has that 1-3 that he hit in the
final
final game of the
Bulls. And he
suddenly
thinks he could shoot.
Now he's Ray Allen.
Yeah,
No,
of course.
People still have to guard him, right?
Now he's Dirk Nowitzki.
But would you count on him? Would you count on him missing open shots from outside?
Yes.
He's done it before. The Heat
have way too many 3-point shooters. They have Mario Chalmers supposedly. I don't even consider it.
Not consistent.
Mario Chalmers, Ray Allen, Shane
Battier,
Mike Miller.
Dwayne Wade can hit it whenever he wants when his knees are not hurt, quote
he's
unquote.
Not consistent from 3.
And LeBron could do it.
No,
they have way too many.
I don't agree with LeBron. He can't do it.
His I don't care how much work he's put in. What he showed me, his jump shot's still unreliable.
I still think they have too many 3-pointer shooters because each team has like 1 or 2 3-point shooters, and all these guys think that they could shoot threes.
Game 2 proved it, that he has an unreliable jump shot. He was shooting jump shots, in the end he was, 7 for 17?
I'm actually
I think Bosh can shoot mid-range, but not. He should stay away from the 3.
Yeah.
He should stay away.
I'm very impressed with Kawhi Leonard sticking LeBron James. I am very impressed with that.
Have you seen his rebounding too?
I'm just so impressed with Kawhi Leonard. I think that he's a great defensive player, and the fact that he's sticking LeBron James, and the fact that he said before the series, give me LeBron James, I'm just extremely impressed with that. He's stepping up, and he is showing what Greg Popovich does in manufacturing these great players, because I'm sure he wasn't the highest draft pick. They never get a high draft pick because they're the Spurs. They always win. And just Greg Popovich is great at
I think that
manufacturing heart and players.
I think that anyone rebounding. Have you guys seen his what is like 14 rebounds for a small both games? He's got double-digit his offensive rebounds.
Yeah,
this guy's been getting like 8 and 9 offensive rebounds.
I know. It's insane. He's doing great.
I think what his mentality is that he needs to prove to everyone that they're putting LeBron James on too high of a pedestal. Yes, he could be possibly the best athlete right now. Not athlete. Best basketball player right now in the world. But he's trying to prove to the world that don't put him on such a high pedestal because there's still other players around.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for, I honestly think if the Heat, let's say, the bench players were in with LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron wouldn't care about assists. We saw in Game 2 that he's assisting all the time.
You forget on the Cavs though, he also averaged I think.
But now he's on the Heat.
But he had nobodies on the Cavs, like pretty much no names, as pointed out. But he was still able to average the same stats he's averaging right now. He doesn't really need that good of a team to be able to put up what he does.
This series also brings the question with it. It's an interesting series in the fact that you have 2 different binaries.
Thank you.
Kobe would get that.
Thank you, Samuel.
You have the Spurs, a team who has stayed together for 11 years, hasn't switched, grown and matured together, and had great talent that's just stuck with it through thick and thin.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Heat, an up-and-down team who just seem to acquire talent, and then they get good, then their talent goes away, and they go down, and then they acquire talent. And it just seems like, what's your opinion on which team better represents the NBA? Is it the team with the players that stick for longer, or the team with the players where they go everywhere?
It can go both ways, but to me personally, I like the team. I like the Spurs a lot more than Miami.
I respect the Spurs way more.
The Spurs, their team, you're right. They've stayed together. They can always make things work. They can win games, importantly, obviously, and they're consistent in what they do.
A lot of people...
They're not up and down like Miami.
Exactly.
That's why they're really consistent with what they do. That's what I like about them.
A lot of people would choose Miami just because they won the finals. Yeah, and they have Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh. But I honestly think the Spurs. When you think Miami, you think LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh separately. When you think the Spurs, you think the Spurs as a team.
Yeah. Yeah, you think of the big three, you think of their bench, you think of
starters. Them as a whole and not just three stars coming together or a bunch of stars coming together.
More importantly, the last person I think of when I think of the Heat is Eric Spoelstra. The first person I think of when I think about the Spurs is Greg Popovich. And I think that's
when I hear Miami, I don't really think of Spoelstra. I think of LeBron.
Exactly, that's why I said the last person.
Yeah, you're
the last person. Yeah, that's very true. And we have to give a lot more respect to them because if it wasn't for them, who knows how the team would be reacting and acting in these games.
Yeah.
You think all right, guys, would you think without, let's say the coach for some reason was ejected.
Okay.
Do you think that the players would let themselves in even when they're not supposed to be in? Like, let's say.
No, that's what the assistant coach is there for.
Exactly.
That's what they have offensive, defensive coordinators for. Like, they're there to make up for the coach.
So we have to respect the coaches way more than we think they are because behind the player is the coach that makes sure that the player stays.
Okay. Quick question for you guys.
But if we had a coach, Eric Spoelstra is not a good coach.
I was going to say right now, if we had a coach.
He's a pushover coach, a player's coach. A coach that's just going to let LeBron do it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure in the locker room he just goes, guys, all right, give the ball to LeBron and let him do his thing.
No, he probably hands the marker over to LeBron and lets LeBron draw up.
All right, draw up what you want, LeBron. Let's go. Show me what you can do.
In fact, in the news, Jason Kidd's going for the Nets job. I think as soon as LeBron James retires, he should go for a coaching job because that's what he's been doing on the Heat.
Okay.
Quick thing. What do you guys think would happen to Miami? Say Doc Rivers was the coach for the Miami team.
I think it would be a different team.
No, I don't think that Doc Rivers would handle.
But he can handle star power a lot more than Eric Spoelstra can.
Eric Spoelstra is doing a good job of staying away. Doc Rivers would be too much.
Yeah,
there.
Sam's right. Sam's completely correct.
He's worked with them before. The only All-Star team.
The only great coach that I've known that can handle that much star power.
Don't say.
It's Phil Jackson.
Don't.
How is it not Phil Jackson? You had Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman. Then you had Shaq, Kobe, and Derek Fisher. I mean, you cannot. That's enough star power. That's Hall of Fame star power.
I'll give you my top 3 coaches that can handle star power right now.
Phil Jackson definitely
he's definitely
he's
one of them. No, he's not number one. Here's no order, but he's one of them. Number one in my opinion. Number one in my opinion is Larry Brown, the guy who coached Allen Iverson. He was able to turn him from like that thug new kid that came in to the franchise of the NBA, the face of the NBA, the person who.
No.
Yes.
Allen Iverson never changed.
What did you talk? He was so much better after like 5 years in the NBA. My bad. I'm sorry for that. But after 5 years in the NBA, he was one of the best. He was the face of the franchise, the NBA.
He never changed. Allen Iverson never changed.
He changed.
That's why he's a journeyman.
Watch the documentary. He changed.
That's why he was a journeyman. That's why he's not going to make it into the Hall of Fame, and that's why he's not in the top 10 point guards of all time.
Guys, let's stick to the finals.
If there was a coach to keep him
Phil Jackson would have failed and quit and died trying if he tried. Yes,
let's
he
stick
would
to the finals, guys.
No. He changed.
Calm down.
Guys.
He changed.
Guys. Predictions for the final. Who's going to win it all?
Spurs in 6.
Now let's get back to this.
Oh, my God.
Wait,
did you say Miami?
I said Spurs.
Oh, Spurs in what?
Spurs in 6.
Everyone thinks that.
Wait, this is
I called that before the series started.
This is how I think it's going to happen. If the Spurs can win 2 out of the 3 next ones, they have a really good shot at winning in 6.
No, I'm pretty sure if they win 2 out of the 3, they're good.
If they win, no, you can't say that yet because Miami's good at coming back. But if Miami wins 2 out of the 3 next games in San Antonio, then I think the Spurs are done, and Miami would be able to win in 7.
All right, but maybe. All right, I don't know how I should word this, but you know how, guys, there's been a lot of talk and conspiracies that like, the refs are fixing the game. What if
No, but they can't do that with the Spurs. If it was the Grizzlies or somebody else, that's why I'm happy the Spurs made it. The refs can't.
Because the Heat are one of the most. All right, you guys know I go to Miami a lot. Everywhere you go, there's someone with a Heat shirt. No matter where you go, 45% of the people in where you are wearing something with the Heat, even if they lost, even if they just got knocked out of the play. I don't care what happened. They sell so much They sell so much merchandise.
They're a big profit team.
Exactly, they are the biggest profit team right now. I think. It's probably true too, because there's so much merchandise everywhere. You go here in Jersey, you go to a Modell's or a Sports Authority, anywhere. There's Miami Heat things there.
What I'm shocked at is the fact that I forgot what I was gonna say. Keep going.
All right. Well, I was gonna say that like anywhere you go, there's always there's Miami Heat merchandise.
Oh, shockingly, even though Miami Heat merchandise is selling it's selling a lot. Obviously, the number one selling NBA jersey was for Carmelo Anthony. What do you guys think of that, though? He sold the most this year.
In the nation?
Not surprised.
I think
yeah,
nation.
in the country.
You know what I think? This is what I think. Last year it was Jeremy Lin. This year it's Carmelo Anthony.
Wait, last year it was Jeremy Lin. I thought it was.
I believe
it. Was Kobe. It was Kobe last year.
No. I definitely believe it because it was Linsanity. Everyone was
I think
going
New Yorkers
insane.
buy a lot of jerseys of players that they like, of players that take off, and that's why you constantly see a New
But
York
Carmelo
player.
Took off this year, really?
This year
this year he was
forget,
having to
He's
make
always
it,
been
though.
pretty good, but
No, but
why
you forget
this
in
year?
2012 he had a career low field goal percentage.
Yeah, it was like
True.
31.4.
31.4.
Yeah. There
Wow. Do you know where LeBron James' jersey was ranked there? I
He was
honestly
definitely
think
in the top 5.
Exactly. He has to be
Definitely in the top 5.
there. He has to be there.
Yeah, but speaking of where you would think things are ranked, I was watching this documentary the other day.
Dr. J.
No. It was
That was yesterday.
I watched a little bit of that, but we're talking about religious, and there was this priest in Italy, and he said that they did a study to show which saint people pray to in trouble. Jesus Christ is number 6 on that list.
Steven found that very funny.
And that's a completely off topic, but you were speaking about the documentary The Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a little bit about it, and Julius Erving is one of the greatest players ever.
It shocks me
I
how he was only
recorded
able
it.
to win one championship, though. It
You know
really
what?
shocks me.
Michael Jordan's the next Dr. J.
You're pushing it a little bit.
You're pushing it.
How am I pushing it?
Come
Why
on. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I would put
He's
Clyde
Michael Jordan. You
Drexler
can't. Nah.
as being the next Dr. J.
I don't know. These
He
He
guys.
had the creativity.
This isn't the 90s, so we can't. Their careers are over. They're not the
Exactly.
next-
They've already made their mark. They can't change their history, obviously.
But
so,
you know what? I think that we are forgetting that era of basketball almost completely because
I wanted to bring this up in the show. I saw this the other day. Quick.
Hold on. What?
Dennis Rodman said, I agreed with this 100%. I want to see if you guys agree with it. If LeBron played
The
basketball in the
diplomat.
90s, he would be...
Dennis Rodman.
If LeBron played basketball in the 90s, he was in the NBA in the 90s, he would just be an average player. What do you guys think of that? I think that because he wouldn't have been able to deal with the physicality. He would have, the
Obviously,
refs
but
wouldn't have saved him, obviously. So,
but-
what do you think?
All right. Yes, but my as I was saying, all right, I think that
you just...
but we completely neglect that era of basketball, and we don't compare the players. Like, instead of saying that LeBron James is a comparison to Julius Erving, we're automatically just bringing him up to Michael Jordan and forgetting Dr. J almost completely. Instead of, like, he's not even mentioned anymore except for this. And this documentary came out, and now people are talking about him. But before this documentary came out, he was like...
I still, any day of the week, any day of the year, I'd put Dr. J over LeBron. I don't feel, even the remaining time he has left in his career, I still don't feel LeBron could ever achieve what Dr. J.
But you guys have to admit, LeBron is one of the, if not the best basketball player right now.
Right now,
yes.
yeah.
Definitely.
But when you look at some of his stats, his statistics, though, it's...
I mean, you get a good defender like Kawhi Leonard on him, and the fact that Kawhi Leonard, who didn't make the All-Star team, didn't make the first team All-NBA defense, didn't make any All-NBA, didn't make a rookie team, didn't make anything. The fact that he could stick LeBron James and stick him well just shows you...
It makes you think, like, is
just
LeBron all
shows
that
you-
great?
Yeah.
That's
I
exactly
feel like-
what he was probably thinking.
I feel like if he was on... Because LeBron, let's face it, I feel like he's limited offensively.
Yeah,
Do you
to
think?
just driving.
Because he's driving,
Just driving and
in
getting
the
to the
post,
foul line.
and in the post.
Yeah.
Driving, getting to
I
the
guess,
post,
but
and getting to the foul
I
line.
feel like if Kawhi was defending a Kevin Durant or Carmelo Anthony, he'd
He'd
be
have more
worn
trouble.
out because he'd have to guard all the way up to the three-point line, all the way inside. Like,
Then
they can score
again,
from anywhere
LeBron
there.
James hasn't even been in contention for a scoring title in how long? So
He-
you don't.
but
you
he
don't
did
thi-
get a scoring
you
title
don't
back
think
in
of
08, though.
Yes, you don't think of LeBron James as the
You don't need a scoring
scoring
title to.
person.
You don't need a scoring title to carry your team.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Alright.
saying that you think of LeBron James not as a scorer,
An
but
all-around player.
Yes.
He can
Exactly.
pass, he can rebound, he can score, he can play defense.
And we can definitely pass. We saw that in game 2.
yeah. And quickly, Tim Tebow.
I feel like I'm happy for him, obviously, getting signed with the Patriots, but does Tom Brady really need backup? And if it is,
well, what if it just makes him nervous? What if Tebow's just there to
Why
make?
would Tom Brady need to be nervous? He had a 5,000-yard season 2 years ago. He probably had, I don't even know his stats, but he probably had something in the high 4,000s last year.
Even if you're not an NFL fan, you know Tom Brady's one of the all-time greats.
Exactly. How long has Tom Brady been playing?
8 years, I think. 7, 8.
I have no idea. It's something like that.
Would you say he's experienced?
Yes, of course.
All right, so how about this? Let's say Patriots are up by 3.
Okay.
Picture the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the 4th quarter.
Yes.
Tom Brady's a little tired. They call...
He's a quarterback. They don't get tired.
All right. Let's say...
Steven got that.
Let's say he wants to take a little break, right?
Okay.
They put Tebow in as a good replacement, and Tom Brady's able to speak with his coach about some of the plays, what they think they should do. Obviously, he's an experienced player, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He could put a good word in.
The coach would get fired for subbing that.
See, no. This is what I think. This is what I think that they're doing. What they're doing is they're taking this kid who, I mean, look at Tom Brady. What's Tom Brady always do?
Pass.
No, what does he always do?
As to what?
Win.
Yes.
All right.
He always wins. What does Tim Tebow always do?
Well, in the past year, sit on the bench.
All he does is win.
He wins. No, he wins. It's the perfect replacement for Tom Brady. They're gonna groom him and they're gonna sit him on the bench for 4 years. Then when Tom Brady retires, Tim Tebow's gonna come in.
But they're gonna keep him there for 4 years on the bench.
What's a better throwing mentor than Tom Brady for Tim Tebow? Who's a better throwing mentor?
I was about to point that out.
That's
true. He doesn't even complete half of his passes, so this is gonna be good for him.
I mean,
so
that's
you think
beautiful.
it's the other way around? You think Tom Brady's only gonna make Tebow better?
Yeah. Why would Tim Tebow make Tom Brady better?
Tom Brady
Not like
better.
that, but I mean, Tebow would be in the back of Brady's mind. Brady's thinking, if I mess up here, they're gonna slip me in.
Would never
just as a
that.
coach, just as a mentor, like this is how you should be playing. This is how you should. He'll just be coaching him on how to play.
It didn't happen in New York with Mark Sanchez.
That's
and
true.
Mark Sanchez definitely needed a kick in the butt.
No pun intended, because of the butt fumble.
Oh. And this is why I think it's great that they got Geno Smith.
But I was gonna point out for the Patriots. This is the problem with Tim Tebow, that barely any teams wanted to sign him because of the, they say, quote unquote, circus he brings with him with the media.
Yeah, the media.
Yeah. So
and all the attention and all the
I don't think the Patriots are gonna like that attention.
Well,
what do you guys think?
The Patriots always have attention. They're the Patriots.
Tebow brings,
Bill Belichick will bring that attention down. Belichick will, and I think it's kind of dying down at this point.
Still, no, even to this day,
after he didn't start all last year, and the fact that Tom Brady is the starting quarterback for the Patriots, I feel that there will be no controversy that any media can even smell out. What would they write?
You'd be surprised.
Tim Tebow is going to take Tom Brady's spot? Who would believe them? Nobody. Tim Tebow will never take Tom Brady's spot.
I'm not saying he'll take his spot,
retires.
But he'll be a good little slip-in when Tom Brady needs a breather.
Trust me.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Tom Brady's a quarterback. And he doesn't run.
That's true.
You're right.
But, all right, speaking of running, Tony Romo, do you think that on paper, I don't know if you think the same way, but on paper, Tony Romo is a good quarterback?
Yes.
On what paper?
I've been doing my research on Romo.
Stats-wise.
Should have gotten an F.
That's hilarious. But honestly, if you think, let's switch quarterbacks for a second. If Eli Manning had Tony Romo's O-line and Tony Romo had Eli Manning's O-line, how would that change the course? I think that Eli Manning would also be running for his life because the Cowboys really need to work under.
Bad.
No. But here's the difference, though.
Eli Manning's O-line is decent. He has time.
He has a decent amount of time, but I mean, that's the Cowboys. That's their own fault. That's
exactly.
That's Jerry Jones' fault for handing over a pile of money to Tony Romo, not drafting. Who'd they draft this year? They didn't draft an O-lineman, right?
No.
This was the year of the O-lineman. You had to be dumb not to grab an O-lineman this year.
They have to work on it. That's what will lead them. That's what will protect Tony Romo, and that's what will bring out his true colors as a quarterback.
But what I like about the Giants O-line is that they have experience here. They have chemistry. That's what they.
That's what. Yeah.
Let's see who the Cowboys draft.
The O-line for the Giants is very.
The Dallas
I respect
Cowboys.
it. Yeah, definitely.
I was gonna point out
they
that
selected a center, Travis Frederick.
So
I guess they're working on it a little bit.
With Jerry Jones, he was pointing out things about Romo that he wasn't really practicing or putting in work. afterwards. Did you guys hear about that?
No, I did not.
Where he was like, he pointed out to the fans, he was like, well, now we have Tony Romo who's actually going to start doing work. So now he's not going to be playing golf. He's going to focus on NFL. Now he was doing that to him.
Tony Romo's a good golfer.
So,
I heard that Tony
I don't think that'll ever happen because he started out on a team that was so good. Remember, he didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You don't. I mean, he took a vacation.
What do you think of that?
He
though?
took
He's
a
pretty much turning
vacation.
his fan base on Tony Romo.
He
saying,
took
wow,
a vacation with Jessica Simpson before the
okay, think of it like this,
the Cowboys-Giants playoff game. I mean, who does that?
But how would Cowboys?
No great quarterback has ever done that.
How would Cowboys fans feel about that?
They
Wow,
should
you've been
feel,
in the NFL all this time, and now you decide to do work.
They feel enraged.
Exactly.
Ask Kobe.
Ask me.
So how do you feel after just finding that out right now?
I feel enraged.
So wait, back to Tim Tebow. I feel like what's gonna happen with the Patriots is, if you remember in San Francisco, Joe Montana, they had a throwing quarterback. Then what happened? Joe Montana, I don't think he retired. I believe he got traded to the Chiefs, I would think. And Steve Young came in, a running quarterback. You think that'll be similar to what'll happen with the Patriots and Tim Tebow?
I don't know, because obviously Tim Tebow can run. We've seen it before. But
I'm saying the success that the transition of success that they had from Joe Montana to straight success over with Steve Young and to Hall of Fame back-to-back quarterbacks.
Tebow really needs his time to shine. He hasn't gotten it. He got his first year.
He had it in Denver. He had it in Denver, and nobody else gave him a chance.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They need to give him a chance.
What Denver should have done is they should have kept him and they should have signed Peyton Manning, because now what's going to happen is the Patriots are going to capitalize on something that is very plainly obvious, which is you get a great quarterback to help Tim Tebow with his throwing, and in a couple of years when that great quarterback retires, you're going to have another one waiting.
Exactly.
Waiting right there for you. You're not you're not going to have to draft anybody. You're not going to have to trade and get another quarterback. You're not going to have to go into some rebuilding years. You're going to have one right there sitting on the bench that just pretty much you brought up.
All right.
I completely agree with you, Sam.
And that's our show. It's finals week, and it's finals week in the NBA, finals week at High Tech, and I'm nervous. If you were wondering why I was sweating, it's because I just destroyed the other team in basketball.
I was going to say we were on the same team.
I thought you were going to say you were going to study so hard.
I am.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That's our show.
Muhammad loves you.